Hi everybody, Kyle here. This is my fan mail to you for the month of May. If you have not received one of these from me before, what I like to do is like a behind the scenes video where I explain some aspect of Easy Allies that has happened over the last month or is coming up. Just my feelings on something, thoughts on recent events or upcoming events. This month, I got a few things. May's been a pretty cool month. We launched Achieve It Yourself, which was pretty cool. I liked the reaction to that a lot. Um, uh, and a thing that I want to talk a lot about is E3 prep is happening a lot during May. But the thing I want to talk, maybe we'll start with this Friday night streams. Uh, Friday nights for shoot probably close to when Easy Ally started. I've been streaming on Friday nights. It's like my own little nook. It's my corner. I like it. Um, uh, Most recently, just this month, I started doing this thing where I'm making a Game Boy game, and I'm freaking loving it. So I've turned Friday night, like playing a game, which I already loved, into this thing where I'm like making a thing, and it's been long streams. Instead of 3 or 4 or 5 hours, it's been 6 or 7 so far. Long streams, but I've just been kind of like looking forward to it all week and getting a real kick out of it. And to me, it kind of speaks to a more general sense of working with and for Easy Allies. It speaks to this thing where this is going to be a weird video. I just realized we're getting conceptual, true behind the scenes, behind the eyeballs. This idea of like working with Easy Allies of what our audience wants and what is fulfilling to us. You know what I mean? Ideally, we make something that is truly fulfilling to us and that is also what our audience wants. Like when that Venn diagram is a circle, that's the best possible thing, but it can't always be. And so when I think about Friday night streams, when I think about Bosman v. Wozniak, right? That was the most beloved stream that I've still done. I had to end it at a certain point because I wasn't getting anything out of it anymore, right? The audience wanted a thing that wasn't fulfilling to me anymore, and so the Venn diagram, the overlap wasn't enough, and so I had to stop it. Um, and I think honestly, I might find the Game Boy streams more fulfilling than the audience wants it, right? But it's enough. It's enough of an overlap where I can justify doing that on Friday nights and making that a part of Easy Allies. Um, Box Peak is definitely more fulfilling for me than it is audience demand, right? I think that the Easy Allies audience would wish for me to do many other things besides spend time on Box Peak, but uh, in the end, I still need to like get something out of it, right? And that's what I think about a lot right now. Is like just this week, no, it's been the last 2 months, I'd say, but like just this week, I'm really thinking a lot about reactions. Reactions are huge for us on YouTube. Reactions are number one for us on YouTube. We have some reviews that do very well, but consistently, reactions just get YouTube views. You put the word reactions in a YouTube title, it gets views. I like don't want to do them anymore. You know what I mean? It's such a weird feeling, and like obviously I still do, right? I'm really looking forward to E3. I like doing them when we're doing them, right? We did Pokemon just earlier this week, the weird Pokemon press conference, and laughed at how dumb it was. But like I've just been like up in my head about this. I've been up in my head like Death Stranding. I did not want to do. I just said no thanks. I think there was another one recently. I'm just like I don't want to react to that. I don't want to be in front of a camera having to speak during this whole thing. I love analysis. I loved like doing a thing after it. Um, but it just I think that I don't get enough out of doing reactions, right? I don't think I'm improving myself. I don't think I'm building. I don't think I'm adding uh, to anyone's well-being when I do a reaction, which is not completely true, right? I recognize that a lot of people looked at us for the first time because of our reactions to the 2015 PlayStation press conference where we jumped up and down for Final Fantasy VII and Shenmue, right? There's something there. They connected to our emotions that we had there. And that's kind of it. It's about this shared experience, right? Myself included, like outside of Easy Allies, would I have had friends to watch these things with and jump up and down with? No. And so like we're sort of a surrogate, right? We're sort of just like friends with you. Um, and so yeah, I'm like, why not, dude? Why not just do the Death Stranding reactions? And I just think that like maybe it seems vapid, right? Maybe it just seems like it's not like I'm producing a thing, you know, that I'm just a mirror. That instead of like putting things out into this earth, that I'm just like recycling them out of my own mouth. And maybe that's where I get caught up, and maybe that's why I'm finding like just making a Game Boy game like the simplest, dumbest thing, just making that, just creating art more fulfilling, and maybe that's where that all comes from, right? There are 50 games that I should be streaming on Friday nights above making a Game Boy game. Dreams, right? I should be making a game in dreams. Um, but I don't want to. And I mean, I guess that's what Easy Allies is about, is, you know, again, you know, facilitating the things that we want to do because they wouldn't be profitable on their own. Um, if we wanted to make profit, we would just be doing reactions. That would be the only thing we do. And so, yeah, that's my weird takeaway from this month. The reaction to Achieve It Yourself was so nice to see. It was, you know, a concept that we accidentally stumbled upon on Damiani's podcast on Friend Code, where it was just like, oh, this is a good idea. And it was really cool to see it provably be a good idea, right? To have that execution and to have it be fun. And, you know, it's weird. It's like I see a dozen ways in which it could have like been a better show. But you know, still it was cool to see a positive response to that. And not like it didn't blow up, right? It's not above 30K views on YouTube, right? I don't think it is. You know, it doesn't get what a Hall of Greats does. You know, it doesn't get like what a betting special would. Oh, hey, that's another thing I did this month. Got the betting special ready. That's been pretty cool too. Before Huber left for Portugal, which is like what, a week and a half ago, he and I were like, it was the last meeting. It was like a meeting a month ago when we're planning like, okay, hey, are we doing a betting special this year? And like, you know, we do those calls on Skype. And Huber and I just kind of look at each other and we're like, because we're aware, hey, again, audience demand, what the audience wants. We know the audience wants classic Huber versus Bossman, but I think, speaking for both of us, that's not there. You know what I mean? Like Huber and I like don't want to do that. We don't feel that. You know what I mean? It feels like done. It feels like anything else. Let's do anything else. And so Huber's like, all right, I'll try to come up with ideas. I'm like, I'll try to come up with ideas. And I won't even like, this video is for 12 or 13 people. I still want to keep the betting special under wraps. I still want to keep this whole concept under wraps because I'm really excited to expose everyone to it. I want to make sure it all happens the right way. But I had the idea and I'm like, Huber, it's this, blah, 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 blah. It's this, Huber, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, maybe I can look up his reaction. It was kind of just like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, let's do it. And you know, like every year I try to do something like a little different, right? And so yeah, even things that are just like a little different are exciting to me to do with the betting special. I don't want to do me versus Huber drafting teams every year. You know what I mean? I like, if I'm doing this thing, I want to at least be improving or trying something else. At least different, right? If it improves, that's nice, but if it is at least different, I'm happy at the end of the day. And what was funny is like Huber had to go, and he was plenty busy before he left, so it was really, for the first time ever, like completely on me to write everything, all the bets, all of the concepts, and basically plan out how it's going to be shot. Haven't shot it yet, so a lot of things could still change. But it was kind of fun in that way. I love collaborating, but it's also fun just to like write a thing down and then that's it. That's what we're doing. And so, yeah, that's been fun. That is, I I wonder, you know what I mean? It's like part of the E3 tradition. It's something that, like, if both Huber and I were in Portugal, if both of us were vacationing right now, I don't think it would happen, right? I think it is something that, like, uh, we do for the sake of Easy Allies, right? It's something that makes Easy Allies unique, and then something around, like, earlier this week I googled betting special, and like nobody else does a thing called a betting special. That's an insane two words put next to each other. Um, and so it's what I love about it is that's unique to Easy Allies. But like I still think that like we do them because we like doing them, right? I like doing them. And so like as long as I can find a way to make this entertaining for me, like we'll still do it, right? And the reason why we haven't done any in 12 months is that like I got super burned from the 12 months prior to the last 12 months, where we did one for Gamescom and one for Tokyo Game Show or whatever, and I think another one after that maybe, where the way to win is to say no to everything. Burned me out. I'm like, these are pointless. We're betting too much. We're making too big of a deal out of events that are too small. And when you start to force something like that, it makes it unnatural and unfun. And, you know, a product that I don't want to make, even though, like, you know, betting specials aren't serious projects, right? They're a half an hour of goofing around, sometimes 40 minutes. I'm nervous this year's will go long. But yeah, what is the grand point of the month of May? It's that thing, it's that Venn diagram. It's that, like, I've been thinking a lot, right? Like, I am thinking about E3 and like what we're putting out there, and like sometimes I just think too much about what we do, about what I do, about like the energies that I put out into this tiny nook of the universe that we have, right? But yeah, it's just something you always want to be conscious of, I think. And that's also what's kind of nice about like Friday night streams, is that I'm not conscious of it. You know what I mean? Maybe that's what's really nice about Friday nights, is that it's just like it's the end of the week, dude. You're not going to be doing work right now, and so you don't have to feel guilty about anything. This isn't some grand opus that you've written and produced. You're just hanging out, and I think that's what I like so much about it. It's kind of freeing in a way. And so maybe to me, the idea of like everybody getting into the couches and like sitting down and like having to point and laugh at each aspect of a Death Stranding trailer like is so unappealing to me right now. Which is, I mean, I don't know. Dear patrons, I don't know. So yeah, I mean like, um, uh, normally when I'm doing like a hey, here's my fan mail, I have like clear lessons I've learned throughout the month. This month, like, I don't have a clear. I'm just letting you in on like where my mind state is at the end of this month, leading into E3. Um, uh, you know, I don't have a lesson I've learned. Just things I'm observing, basically. Things that I love doing, and then things that I like clearly don't love doing. um, it's so bizarre. It is truly a weird thing that we do, right? I'm like, if you think about like a job that exists. It doesn't. What we have does not exist 10 years ago. Will it exist 10 years from now, right? Um, the idea of reacting live to a thing is normal now. It's so weird. It's just like it's we all accept it. Like, of course we're gonna sit down for a Death Stranding trailer in front of a camera, and then of course it's gonna get 80,000 views in one day. It's like, ugh, do you know how badly I want 80,000 views on anything else? You know, maybe that's it too. It's like, it's it's not it's not what I want to make. That's it. Like if it facilitates everything else, here's a way. Like I'm wrapping up. Trust me, I'm wrapping up. Earlier today, I was looking at, because I was talking about one of my friends. I was looking at the ratings for Veep on HBO, um, and they were really bad, declining um, up until they were like half a mil, right? Up until the Game of Thrones premiere, and then they bumped up twice as much to like a mil per episode, and then I'm like a little beneath, but I think topped over a mil for the finale at episode 7. And I was like, what happened with Barry, another HBO show? And so Barry was at basically a half a mil for all of season 1, was dipping below half a mil at episode 2, and then bumped to 1.7 mil the week that Game of Thrones premiered, and then ended a little bit above 2 mil. But also like the points, you know what I mean? Your I forget the word for it. Like basically your percentage of the ideal marketing, whatever, 18 to 45. It was 0.2 flat, and then it was like 0.7 and ended at 0.9, which is just like crazy jump because of Game of Thrones. And to apply that to Easy Allies, reactions are our Game of Thrones. You know what I mean? Reactions are how people find us. Reactions are the things that bring people in. There's nothing we can do about it. It is way easier to connect immediately to, oh, these people are reacting to Death Stranding than, oh, these people are betting about E3. You know what I mean? This is a show about people who hide in boxes. It's just reactions. I get it immediately. And so I think realistically, I have to look at it that way. I think that there is no artist out there, even who, like the artists I respect most, they're not always doing what they want to be doing nonstop, right? They're not always making the most genius thing. It's not like, yes, everything I work on is genius. Like, we all just got to live, right? We all have to make things. We all have to produce things. And then it all can't be perfect. It all can't be what we produce, as long as at the same time we still have those things that we want to make, the things that our brains light up for. So, hey, this is a weird one. This was a weird little journal entry you got. But yeah, that's just, that's what I'm feeling. If you have any questions for me, you have my email address now. You have it. Feel free to email me. I don't update it, or I don't check it frequently, but yeah, this is a direct line to me. I thank you for the support that you give. I don't want to, in this video, look ungrateful, right? I mean, I want you to know that I think about it, right? That I'm not taking it for granted, that I try to process this stuff constantly. That I think it's important that we think about it always, that we check in on ourselves and like, what are we doing? What is this? Because I think it's super easy to coast on a thing, like wake up like, oh, okay, another day in the life of Easy Allies. You know what I mean? It's just like, always we got to be thinking about what we're doing. And so, yeah, I want you to know I'm thinking about it. And thinking about things to do, right? Thinking about, further ways to express myself, further ways to give you stuff that I want to do. I will say, sorry, one last point that is highly technical. I'm loving Google Forms. For a long time, I've been trying to talk the Easy Allies into doing like a survey about, hey, what do you like from Easy Allies? What do you want from Easy Allies? And it's always been kind of like, okay, well, yeah, we'll see. Don't really want to. But like, I'm loving the Google surveys. We did one for the betting special just to get like the patrons to like answer some questions and see some percentages and things like that. But it like gave me pie charts. Like the data is crazy. And we did Google Forms for the submissions to Achieve It Yourself, and just like the way it organizes everything into an Excel sheet. I'm like, it's so good. And so yeah, I love data. I love messages, I love comments, but I recognize that most people don't write comments. Most people who are watching a live stream are not in chat. Most people who are watching a video don't post a comment at the end of it. Most people who receive these strange long diaries don't write an email back, right? And so like, I think that many more people are cool with filling out a survey, and so I want to know. I want to know where everybody's at. I want to know what people think and what people want, because if Easy Allies, if my output was only what I want to make, I would be like, I don't know, we'd probably still do the podcast, to be honest, but it's like you still, I want to make things that the audience wants. I want to compromise, right? I want to find at least a big chunk of overlap in the Venn diagram. Okay, that was quite the ramble. Thank you for your support. Hope to see you around. Have a good E3. I will hope to have a good E3 as well. And happy rest of June. E3 is just the tip of June. Okay, bye everybody.